Welcome. My name is Ron Davis. I'm the Parks and Rec Director. For those of you who don't know me, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, especially the Laidlers, Marie, Rick, Autumn, Josh, Annie. It's a very important day, not just for Rick and Marie and the family, but for the community of Oxford and our department. It's something that's been long overdue out here, and it's something that's been missing. And we're so excited to have constructed this on a $2 million bond project a year ago, 2 years ago, actually. COVID set us back. But to my right and to your left would be our warming center concession stand. And then we have the bathroom facility, and then behind me is a sled hill and a skating rink. So we had an ice skating party out here last year for families. We had like 200 people. So besides that, it's been used for baby showers, wedding showers, class reunions, family gatherings. We even had a wedding out here already and a reception. So, and then just this past Wednesday night, the staff, who I'll introduce here in a minute, we did a thing called Pop Up in a Park, where we just advertised it that day and families come out. So we had 100 people here Wednesday night. We had hot dogs, kids got free kites. We set up games. It was just it's a great representation of our department, our community, and more importantly, what Rick Laidler stood for as the chairman of our commission, bringing people together. So it was a unique opportunity to get families out utilizing this building. But at this time, I want to introduce our commissioners, our current commissioners, the chairman, Phil Castoni, Commissioner Teresa Meyer, Commissioner Ron Roop, Commissioner Tim Clone, and Commissioner Austin Brantley. These folks have been hired. I hired you. They sit on a 4-year term. As you know, Rick did so many terms. We finally asked him to leave, but and make room for new people. But this is our elected commission, and the staff and I are really fortunate to work for such a supportive body. So thank you guys for everything you do for us. To my right is the team that I have to work with, and I'm truly blessed. I got the best team. Believe it or not, these 4 people pretty much run this department. To my right is Dan Sullivan. He does all of our youth athletics, adult athletics. He does our camps. Lauren Smith does all of our youth enrichment, youth enrichment, adult enrichment, camps, clinics. Dawn Medici does our seniors and our travel, in charge of our community garden. And then the guy in the end, Jeff Kindness, believe it or not, this park is 135 acres. This is one of 4. We have 500 acres of parkland. Believe it or not, we have 2 full-time guys besides Jeff. And what that guy does with our department, when you drove in today, you probably didn't see a weed out of place. I mean, this park is amazing. And it's just a representation of his work ethic and the pride that the staff takes, not only in our programs, but in our park. So give them a round of applause if you would. A lot of you ask me, how long is this going to take? Laidler knows me, I hate the heat, so we're not going to take long. So before we get into the meat and potatoes, I just want to tell a funny story, and I won't tell many, but it was in 1995. Michelle and I were living in Oxford. We just had our second daughter, Shelby, and I had been working at Southfield Parks and Rec I was on my 4th year, and I found out that Mark Brochu, the director at that time, had left Oxford Township. So I was just a recreation program, which is about 2 or 3 steps below a director, and Michelle's like, well, why don't you just see if you just put your hat in there. I'm like, Michelle, there's not a chance in the world. But I said, I'll tell you what, there's a commission meeting. I'll go to that. Now in Southfield, when you went to a meeting, there would be 50, 60 people. So I got the courage to go to the Vets Hall. I'll never forget, walk in, the door slams, 6 people looking at me. I sit down, meeting's called to order, roll call, pledge of allegiance, approve the minutes, and public comment on items not on the agenda. And Mr. Laidler, being so eloquent as he is, sir, do you have anything? And I'm all sheepishly. I said, yeah, I was just curious about Mr. Brochu going to St. Clair County, and I heard that you may have a position open here for a director. Well, we're not talking about it tonight. And I didn't know what to say. And then before he even said, he's like, you got anything else? And I said, no, I'm done. So I went home, and Michelle, being, just all excited for our family, she's like, how'd it go? I was like, there ain't no way in H I'm going to work for that. I said, I won't even apply. I can't work for that guy. There ain't no way. I said, it's not what you think, Michelle. It's terrible. But the rest is history. I applied, went through the interviewing process. The commission made me an offer, and I started here September 11th of all days, 1995. So this September 11th will start my 27th year. We owe our life to, my family and I owe so much to Rick and Marie for what they did for us. Michelle and I and our 3 kids owe you guys more than we could ever tell you. I mean, it's been a dream come true to work here for so many years with such a great team. It's been a blessing. There's been chances to leave, and this is our home. So we are truly blessed. It's all because of you, Lades. So thank you so much. If you didn't know it, Rick and I played golf together for about 15 years as partners, and I'm not going to talk about the golf game because it is just, there's not much to talk about. So we'll just leave it alone. That'll be later. There is a post-gathering later put on by Autumn Laidler over there at Homegrown, correct? Yeah. In the back. They've got the 2 pavilions out back, so if you'd like to join us later, we'd love to have you and sit around and poke fun at Rick, so we'd love to have you. At this time, I'd like to have Rick come up, and we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this. Curtis Wright, our township clerk, if you would be so kind to come up, Curtis, and Mr. Laidler, if you stand to my left. And Curtis, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks. Thanks, Ron.
Hi, Curtis.
Rick, long time no see.
Yeah, how you doing?
It's good to see you. Good. Yep. Rick and I have been neighbors. He used to live on Beamer Court with me, and unfortunately he moved away, but not forgotten though, Rick. On behalf of the Oxford Township Board of Trustees, we approved a resolution in honor of you, Rick, and I'll read that for the audience as well. It's a resolution. Better put my glasses on. Getting a little old. Whereas Richard Laidler was elected to the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commission in November 1988, and whereas Mr. Laidler was reelected to the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commission in 1992, 1996, 2000, 2004, and 2008, and whereas Mr. Laidler served as chairman of the Parks and Recreation Commission for 20 years of his 24-year tenure, and whereas Mr. Laidler was honored with the local Elected Official of the Year Award by the Michigan Recreation and Park Association, and whereas under Mr. Laidler's leadership, the Parks and Recreation Commission acquired and developed the 56-acre Powell Lake Township Park, the 300-acre Oakwood Lake Township Park, and acquired the 20-acre Patch Farm. And whereas during Mr. Laidler's tenure, numerous amenities were added to the parks as follows. 1, the Kids Kingdom community-built playground. 2, the Red Flyer community sledding hill. 3, the disc golf course. 4, the universally accessible KLR splash pad. 5, 6 premier soccer fields. And 6, the youth basketball activity court. And whereas numerous park facilities, pavilions, and restrooms were constructed during Mr. Laidler's service on the commission. And whereas countless programs, special events, camps, and athletic leagues were implemented under Mr. Laidler's leadership. And whereas Mr. Laidler was demonstrated a passion for the community and determination to enhance the quality of life for everyone who enters our parks or enrolls in our programs. Now therefore be resolved that the Oxford Township Board of Trustees wishes to thank Richard Laidler for his 24 years of faithful service, dedication, commitment, and contributions to and for the community of Oxford. Oxford is truly a better place because of Mr. Laidler's vision, hard work, and passion. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Charter Township of Oxford Board of Trustees, meeting held the 14th day of July, 2021. Congratulations, Rick. You might have left the park, but the park will always never leave you.
Thank you.
Here you are.
Oh, that's very nice.
You may want to hand that off. There's more coming. For those of you who don't know what a resolution is or a proclamation, they're read at the floor. In this case, it was read at a township board meeting. The next one will be a proclamation that was read at the county commissioner meeting at Oakland County. So these are read and they're kept in the minutes forever. So it's not something that is taken lightly. To get one, you got to have purpose, and I'm really honored that he's getting 3 of them today from all levels of government. At this time, I'd like to have Commissioner Ron Roop come up and read the proclamation from the Oakland County Commissioners. Ronnie.
So as Curtis had to take or put on his glasses, I'm not that old yet. I get to take off my glasses. Sorry, Curtis. So I get to read the Oakland County Board of Commissioners proclamation honoring Rick Laidler, which is a bunch of whereases and now therefore. So here we go. Whereas we are deeply indebted to the dedicated individual such as Rick Laidler, who has improved the quality of life in their communities and in Oakland County throughout their dedicated service in the public sector, and whereas Rick Laidler served as an Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commissioner from 1988 to 2012. He was successfully elected for 6 consecutive terms and served 20 years as the chair of the commission. Rick was recognized with the Michigan Recreation Park and Association Elected Officials of the Year for his exemplary public service as the Parks and Rec Commission. And whereas, during his tenure, the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commission made many important accomplishments, including acquiring and developing Powell Lake Township Park and Oakwood Lake Township Park. It also acquired Patch Farms and constructed the Kids Kingdom, Community Build Playground, Red Flyer Community Sledding Hill, 6 premier soccer fields, a disc golf course, a splash pad, a youth basketball court, and numerous other park facilities. Additionally, the commission implemented countless new programs and hosted many special events. And whereas, another one, Rick was born and raised in Oxford and has a genuine passion for the community and improving the quality of life for its residents. Oxford is a better place to live because of Rick's vision, dedication, and hard work. And whereas it is our honor to come together on this special occasion to recognize Rick for his incredible service to the community and to dedicate the new pavilion at Seymour Lake Park in his name. Now therefore, David T. Woodward, Chairman of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, and Commissioner Michael Spiz do hereby proclaim special recommendations to Rick Laidler. We congratulate him on this special honor and thank him for his decades of service on the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commission. Attested on 24th day of July in Pontiac, Michigan. Thanks, Rick. Great job.
That's why I was just going to have you stand up here, Lades, but that's okay. Why don't you come up here? You can sit there. Sit there. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. One more to get through, Lades. At this time, a guy who spent some time in Lansing on our behalf, and that's Brad Jacobson, who will read the resolution or proclamation from the state of Michigan. Brad?
Well, I'm going to leave my glasses on, and I want you to know I need new ones, so I may stumble here a little bit. This is a State of Michigan special tribute to Rick Laidler. Let it be known that it's with deep appreciation for the hard work, dedication, and professionalism that Rick Laidler has put forward on behalf of the people of Oxford that we offer this expression of congratulations at the dedication of the Rick Laidler Pavilion. As the people of Oxford recognize the loyalty, devotion, public service of this conscientious individual, we add our sentiments of gratitude for all that he has accomplished while on the commission. In his 24 years of service to the people of Oxford, Rick has worked in the public arena during an era of great change. As Rick well knows, financial pressures and changing expectations combined to make the recent past a challenging time to work in local government. With the personal sense of duty that Rick has brought forward to his work, he was able to meet this challenge with enthusiasm and a genuine interest in the efficiency in public service. It has been deeply appreciated by both the citizens and organizations in Oxford that have benefited directly from Rick's work, as well as that of the other public servants who have witnessed him as a fine example. It is only appropriate for the Oxford Parks and Recreation Commission to name its newest and largest pavilion after him. There can be little doubt that the record of Rick Laidler and his responsibilities as Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Commissioner over the past 24 years will continue to reap benefits for the people of Oxford. We hope that this dedication will be a constant reminder to all in Oxford that of his loyalty, vision, hard work, and passion, and how it pays off. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and joined with the citizens of Oxford in saluting Rick Laidler on this momentous occasion, the naming and dedication of the Rick Laidler Pavilion. This was put forward to the legislature by John Riley, our state representative. It's signed also by State Senator Rosemary Bear, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
I want to thank Brad for helping us out there, getting that accomplished at a 12th hour. So Brad, thank you for all your help for making that happen. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to the chairman of our commission, Phil Castoni. Phil?
All right, you guys all got lucky. You got something to read. I had to prepare my own, so no more resolutions, but just some words of thanks and some notes on Rick. I'm kind of a quote guy, so if you don't have a vision, you're going to be stuck in what you know, and the only thing you know is what you've already seen. That was not Rick. We're thankful for Rick's visionary leadership over his 24 years here. I would like to welcome Rick and Marie, all of their family and friends, for joining us today. Thank you to the staff, the commissioners, elected officials, past and present, who are all here to join us today. I'm excited for you to join us at Seymour Lake Park. Rick has had such a large impact on this park, from the new features, enhanced programs, and expansion of the parkland. While you're here, I also encourage you to visit Powell Lake Park and Oakwood Lake Park, both of which were acquired under the leadership and guidance of Rick. I met Rick for the first time back in 2005 as I was interviewing for an open programmer job here in Oxford. Rick was intimidating, but very professional. I say it must have went well because Ron was authorized to offer me the job, and my commitment to Oxford had begun. Over the years of working in Oxford, Rick was always a true leader and supporter of everything we did. Even the crazy idea of doing our own corn maze, that was a one-hit wonder that should never come back. His support for the programs, leagues, parks, special events are what brought the department to the forefront across the state of Michigan and continue to bring new residents to this community. It is rare to see a Parks and Recreation Commissioner even nominated for an award, but as we've heard, in true commitment to excellence, Rick was nominated and received the Michigan Recreation and Park Association Local Elected Official of the Year in 2004. Again, putting Oxford on the map of gold standard parks and recreation departments. I do miss our late night post-commission meeting gatherings at Callaway's that Rick was kind enough to bring me along to once he got to know me. I do hope these Monday nights were not part of the cause for the closing of Callaway's. While I learned a lot from Rick over on running commission meetings, I still have not mastered the skill of a quick and efficient meeting that he was able to run. And to close, the community owes a debt of gratitude to Rick Laidler for his years of selfless service to multiple community organizations. But we are so honored he stepped up and became Parks Commissioner and spent 24 of those years as a commissioner and 20 years as the visionary leader of the commission who wanted to make Oxford community better. It really became a place to live, work, and play under Rick's guidance long before other communities saw the value in that concept. Rick, on behalf of the other Parks and Recreation Commissioners, congratulations and thank you. An appropriate quote to end on: someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. So if you'll join us, this picture we have here is the work of a good friend of mine from Ludington, Jason Miney Photography, captured this shot that words cannot describe. Hoping this magnificent shot can be hung in the Laidler home in Florida, reminding him of his years in love for the state of Michigan.
You can stand over with Phil now.
Okay.
Just stand right there because we're almost done. That's a pretty nice picture.
It is.
Yeah, it's right in your alley. It's in the sand. So you notice you got a resolution from the township, you got one from the state, you got one from the county, but obviously the Parks and Rec director has been too busy here to write one, so we didn't get you a resolution. What we did get you, ladies, is something else that's going to stand on that rock out there, probably in the next month or two, just recognizing you for your efforts and everything you've done. Again, this pavilion will be here forever long after all of us are gone, but it's always going to be known as the Rick Laidler Pavilion. Everything you stood for, everything you stand for, everything you taught me that I've shared with not only the staff but the community of Oxford. So at this time, if I get two commissioners to come up and unveil this, please. And I'll read it for those sitting out in the back. The Rick Laidler Pavilion, dedicated July 24, 2021. This pavilion is in honor of Mr. Rick Laidler, who served 24 years on the Oxford Township Parks Recreation Commission. During his tenure, Rick served as chairman of the commission for 20 years. His leadership, vision, passion, and generosity enhanced the quality of life for countless park goers. This facility is an example of Mr. Laidler's dedication to the community of Oxford and its residents. May all those who gather here exemplify the same ability to be a good citizen, neighbor, and friend. Lades, congratulations. Well deserved. Want to say a few words?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ron told me I had to make sure I spoke in this the correct way, so I'm trying to do that. And I too need glasses. And my little speech doesn't have any whereases, hereby, could be, was there, therefore. I want to thank everybody coming today, and thank you, Ron, for the introduction, and all of you for coming to the dedication. I was surprised and honored to learn that the Park Commission voted to name this pavilion Rick Laidler Pavilion. I'd like to give you a little history on how Park and Rec started, or how it was established. Over 50 years ago, and Ron's not that old, over 50 years ago, members of the JCs and the JSETs, a club of young men and women interested in the welfare of children, had a vision. This 105-acre parcel would provide adequate space for a wide variety of sports and communities. After receiving the grant from the state to purchase the property and the passing of Park and Recreation, and passing of the millage to develop the park, and Township Board unanimously voted themselves to become Park and Recreation Commissioners. The JCs were instrumental in all of the things that started in the right direction. They went to the state of Michigan because they had given Rochester $50,000 to buy some land for a park. Once they did that, they thought, well, we can get that if Rochester got it. So off they went. They worked tirelessly and got together with their committee, and they put together a map of this property and what they could put on it, such as soccer fields, baseball fields. Took it to the board, to the Park and Rec, not the Park and Rec, the Township Commission, and they liked the idea, and they said, go ahead, let's keep moving with it. So they did. The leader of the committee with the JCs took this as a personal objective of his to get the best park we could find. So it was with his long-term dedication to getting this underway and taking care of it. So as you see, the results are this park. And it's a beautiful park, and it's been done immaculately. The staff is amazing that they can keep it this good. And everybody else involved, including Ron's leadership, has made this possible. I just kind of sit back and let him run. He come up with some good ideas, but they were way, way too far. And if you ever worked with Ron, you know there's no project that isn't too big for him to handle. And he did. He did a great job. So that person that was involved in getting the millage passed and getting the state to buy the land was somebody that I knew very well. And I'd like to introduce you to my brother Gary. Please stand. Gary was the chairman of that committee. He traveled all over looking at different parks, how they were built, how they were laid out, took his map to the state. The state liked it, they approved it. And then the hard job was to get the millage passed, because who wants to give me a raise, and the township doesn't want to do that because they don't want to spend any money. But they also went out that night of the election and packed the hall. And overwhelmingly, the board came back and said, okay, we'll do the grant for the money to develop the park with the millage. So the millage got put on, it was elected, and we won the millage, 1 mil. and that was the beginning of what you're looking at today. My first thanks goes out to my family for putting up with all the meetings and nights away from home over the years of my involvement with Park and Rec. I really enjoyed my time coaching both my children and serving on the commission. My first experience with Park and Rec was coaching my son in soccer around 1985. Doug Green and I started out coaching even though neither one of us knew anything about soccer. Doug knew a little bit about basketball, and I knew a little bit about hockey. So we combined the two, and we learned, along with the kids, what to do and how to play soccer. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Ron and the commissions for this honor. In 1995, as he said, we hired him, thinking it may not be a good idea, but after many interviews with him, his position, his personality reflected his passion. As you can see by looking around this park, the decision was well made. Thank you, Ron.
Well, that's it for the day, folks. Like I said, I have nothing else. We are going to go to Homegrown later, if you'd like to go there, if you want to stick around and visit a little bit. Again, on behalf of our elected commissioners, my staff, all the guests that are here, Rick, congratulations. There's no other name that should be on this building besides yours. So thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe trip home. Thank you.
There's a hidden problem going on right now in our community. This past year has created tremendous financial stress on families. Many are having to make sacrifices they've never had to face before. Some are even going hungry. But there's also something amazing going on behind the scenes. Samaritan House, the Manna Food Pantry, Capex Kitchen, the Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry, just to name a few. All of these organizations are powered by an army of volunteers, people who give of their time and their money and other resources so that their neighbors, our area families, don't go hungry. And Four County Community Foundation has been there, behind the scenes, granting these organizations money for equipment and supplies to make this happen for many years. But we realize there's more need than ever before. So today, we're announcing a new fund, Feeding Families Forever. This fund is designed to create an everlasting endowment so that organizations in our community have the resources they need to keep doing their incredible work. One hungry mouth, one meal at a time. Now we're asking for your help. If you're ready to step up and help support us and see that no one ever goes hungry in our area, just follow the link provided and let's feed families forever.
For food security.
For us.
For our community.
For county.
Four County Community Foundation. For us, for our community. Four County.